What's up? Luke from USA Carry here. Do you run a red dot on your concealed carry pistol? Do you have backup sights on them? I don't, but I should. So today I'm going to be installing a set of Dawson Precision co-witness sights on my Glock 19 MOS that's running a Trijicon RMR. I installed some night sights on a different Glock pistol and I wound up mangling the rear sight. So let's see how easy these are going to be. All right, two things I want to go over. After filming this first installation, I wound up getting a Gen 5 Glock 19 MOS, so I installed a set of Dawson Precision MOS sights on that one and filmed it as well, so you'll see me switching back and forth between the two pistols. I just wanted some different angles. And secondly, I talked to Dawson Precision and we are giving out a set of Dawson Precision sights. Stay tuned to the end of this video to find out how you can win a set. All right, so this is what they send you. I ordered the front and rear sight set, so it's just one package, some gun oil, a little wrench, aluminum punch, and we've got the rear sight, we've got the front sight, and that's pretty much it. It also came with instructions for each of them. I'll set those here. Okay, then I also have a triangle file in case I need it, some acetone, and a little squirt bottle. I've got the two different Loctites they tell you to use, which is 262 and 271. I've got my Wheeler punch set, and then some paper towels, a toothbrush to clean up at the end, and some Q-tips. All right, first step is to disassemble the Glock. I already took the RMR off since I'm gonna be banging on the slide. I didn't want to keep it on there, so it's obviously unloaded. Side, take the spring out, take the barrel out. All right, one thing they said to make sure is you're using either rubber vice grips or put masking tape on it or use a wooden block because you don't want to scratch your slide up when you're messing around with this. So I've got rubber grips, so let's go ahead and clamp this down. All right, so we're gonna tap this rear side out. They also mentioned to cover the end of this punch in masking tape. That'll help it from marking up the sides of your sight. All right, that was easy. That came out. I'm gonna save that in case I want to put this back on there one day. All right, so I had to go get my Leatherman to kind of keep force down on this screw and turn it with the Leatherman. I'm going to try to put the actual front sight in the vise, clamp down on that. Almost got it now, so there it is. Had a little trouble with that, but wound up taking the rubber grips off my vise, put the front sight in there so I could get that stationary, and then unscrewed it, which seemed to work. So we'll put that back together, put that with the rear sight, save that. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of clean everything a little bit. Now we're going to put our rubber grips back on, and we're going to work on the rear sight now. The instructions that come with it say to use some 271 Loctite and coat all the contacting surfaces of the sight and the dovetail recess before putting it in. Now I do want to get to the range and zero this before I lock everything in, so I'm not going to put Loctite down here. I'm going to follow the instructions of the video I found where he hammered this in and then screwed this pin down, zeroed it, and then he put some Loctite in this screw on the last like 3 threads and then tightens it down. So I'm gonna go with that method. So first off, we wanna see how far it goes in. So we may need to use the triangle file, but let's see how far it goes in. That's pretty much it. Let's take this off. He said you can kind of see on the blued area where it makes marks against the dovetail. I can see some scratches, so let's just start taking a little bit off. So I didn't notice this on the Trigicom, but the Dawson backside has an arrow telling you which way it goes in. Obviously, so it goes in from this way. Alright, I've got just enough off to where it's going in, so I'm just going to try and get it centered here. I think that's close enough. So they give you an Allen wrench. I'm just going to go ahead and tighten this down until I'm able to get to the range and make sure it's zeroed. All right, so now we're gonna put the front sight on. And it's telling me to use the 262 on the front. So we've got the front sight screw. It says to put a little bit of Loctite on the threads there. The video says to put some around this. And the instructions also say to put some Loctite in the threads there. So we're going to drop this in. Probably best if I take it out this vise. They say just tighten this as much as you can by hand, and that'll be good enough. All right, that's as tight as I can get it. And then you want to look down and make sure this is straight, because they said there is a little give. And if you need to move it back and forth, you can put it in the vise and move it back and forth, but it looks pretty straight to me. Clean up the excess Loctite here, put a little acetone, clean that up, clean the inside of here up. All right, we've got all the Loctite cleaned up. There we go. So next step is going to be going to the range and making sure these are zeroed before I Loctite the back one. But in the meantime, you can go ahead and put it back together. There you go. Dawson co-witness sights set up. And there you can see it with the RMR back installed. See if I can give it an angle to where you can see the sights through the RMR. Right there, and you can actually see the dot come up a little bit. So cool. Time to go to the range. So that was pretty easy. I had a little trouble getting the front sight off, but once I put the front sight post in the vise and unscrewed it from there, it came off pretty easy. And the rear sight really took the most time, just filing a little bit off at a time and making sure it fit. As I mentioned, I had just installed a set on my Gen 4 Glock 19 and installed another set on my Gen 5 Glock 19. So the second set went a bit smoother since I knew what to do. I'm sure the rear sights would have been easier to install with a sight pusher tool, but I don't install sights often enough to get one. I'll link to all the tools I use below, and you might need them because I talked to Dawson Precision and they are giving away a free set of Dawson Precision sights to one of you viewers. So all you have to do is click on the link in the description, go to their site, find a set you want, and then come back here and comment on which set of sights you want. You have to make sure they're made by Dawson Precision, not TrueGlow or any other manufacturers. And please click the link in the description so we can let them know how many of you went over to their site. Good luck and see you in the next video.